It's Daisy time. Who are we getting ready to recognize?
Anna on IPR.
Brad, does she have any idea?
Not yet. Not to surprise her.
Who recognized her? Her name?
Dr. Tamiri.
Dr. Tamiri. Excellent job. Let's go surprise her. We are recognizing our most recent Daisy Award winner. I've said other things in a couple of takes before, so that's why we're recognizing Anna right here on inpatient rehab at Kettering Health Hamilton. So Anna, congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. So a couple of questions, then we're going to find out about your nomination from Brad. And in a second, you're going to see how we surprised Anna. She had no idea that we were coming. So stay tuned to the very end and you'll see that here. So Anna, how long have you worked here at Kettering Health Hamilton?
Little over 3 months.
3 months.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you're
New.
brand new to Hamilton.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So how did you come to find Kettering Health Hamilton as a home?
I've always wanted to come back to Kettering Health Hamilton. And I have a good friend who is a day shift nurse here, referred me here and said I would love it.
Uh-huh.
And she was right.
Well, cool.
Yeah.
And so you're a nurse. I can see that on your
Mhm.
badge. So let's ask a couple questions. Why did you go into nursing?
I've just always felt called to nursing. I can't really explain why. I just like being able to help people, see them at their, most vulnerable and help them through that. Especially drew me to rehab because we get to see them for a longer period of time and really get to know the patients.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, your knowledge of a patient is actually one of the reasons why you were recognized. So, Brad, tell us about the recognition that both the patient's family and Dr. Tamiri recognized Anna for.
Yeah. So Anna's quickly becoming known both for her teamwork and compassion and also her clinical acumen. In this case, Anna identified with a rehab patient that his heart rate was changing, his rhythm was off a little bit, and identified that very early and notified the physician. We were able to follow up with some testing and identified he had bilateral pulmonary emboli.
So, for those who don't know, Brad, what is a pulmonary emboli and what could happen if it was not caught?
So basically, he has blood clots in his lungs that, if not caught and treated, can break loose and either cause respiratory failure, a respiratory code, or even a cardiac failure. So,
Okay, so really critical. And
Yeah.
Anna, you caught it very early.
Mhm.
Not something, it wasn't in the acute stages, it was very early on. So there was just those minuscule changes that you picked up
Yeah.
on.
Just not a little off.
All right.
Yeah.
So, and Brad, we talked a little bit about what Dr. Tamiri said about what it's like working with Anna. So, Anna, what did Dr. Tamiri have to say?
well, Dr. Tamiri was just really pleased to have someone with that kind of ability to pick up little clinical changes, and so really loves working with the team, loves working with Anna here on the floor, and just, I think, great confidence in where nursing's going.
I think we should get to know Anna just a little bit more. So, a couple of fun questions.
Okay.
Okay, so for breakfast, are you a breakfast person?
I am.
Okay, are you like a cereal or are you a waffle kind of person?
More of like a savory person.
Savory,
Like
all
eggs or yes.
Okay, so favorite breakfast dish?
Like a breakfast sandwich.
Mhm.
I like protein shakes in the morning too.
Oh,
Just
yeah,
something like
excellent.
that. The cinnamon rolls too.
All right,
Yes.
cinnamon rolls. And we
Yeah.
have some fresh cinnamon rolls. In fact, they just iced them. They're out there at the nurse's station. We gotta make sure we get there.
Yes.
All right, so what do you love doing in your free time?
Like playing tennis, shopping, hanging out with my family. I have 2 little kids, so just spending time with them.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
If you could go back and give yourself one piece of advice as you were thinking about imagining yourself being a nurse, what advice would you give yourself, or maybe a nurse who's thinking, I want to be just like Anna and be a blessing to those that we serve?
Definitely trust your nursing instinct and your gut, even if you're a new nurse. Like I am a new nurse in general. I've been at it for like a year, new to this hospital. But just don't ever doubt your instincts and being able to share information if you feel like something's off with your patient.
Well, Anna, we get to welcome new life into this world, and sometimes we hold the hands of those when life ebbs away. But it's your quick thinking, trusting your gut, and the way that you treat people that makes Kettering Health Hamilton a truly remarkable place. Congratulations on this prestigious award, and thank you for being the best of us.
Thank you.
All right.
We are proud and extremely pleased to present the Daisy Award at West IPR. And so I don't think you know who's receiving the Daisy Award. So before I tell you all, I'm going to actually just tell you a little bit about the Daisy Award. So the Daisy Award is actually an international nurse recognition award. It was started by the Barnes family. Patrick Barnes was a young man who unfortunately had an autoimmune disease, and over the course of some time and many hospital visits, he passed away. But his family wanted to start a foundation in his honor, recognizing nurses. And the story goes that while he was in the hospital, they expected strong clinical care. But the thing that stood out and impressed them to start a foundation was the compassion that they received from the nursing team. So the tradition goes on, and they wanted to share that recognition for nurses who stand out for clinical competence and compassion. The reason we associate cinnamon rolls with the Daisy Award is because towards the end of his life, Patrick had no appetite. He was in the hospital, and one day his dad brought in a cinnamon roll, and Patrick asked for a bite, and his dad said, "Sure, you can have a bite." Well, pretty soon there was no cinnamon roll. He actually ate the whole thing. It was the one thing that tasted good. So when his dad left that day, he asked, "Will you bring in a cinnamon roll for me tomorrow?" Of course, and he said, "And bring one for all the nurses too." So that's why we share cinnamon rolls with all the nurses. Now, to the part you're all waiting for, Hannah. You were recognized as our Daisy Award.
Thank you.
Hey! So Anna, you stand out. I'm going to share the nomination. This was
You
actually
can go stand next to Brad. How's that? That way
Okay.
you can. There we go.
this was actually from a patient's family, and then also recognized by Dr. Tamiri
Oh,
for this
thank
patient.
you.
The patient's family writes, or wife writes, Anna caught an irregularity in Gary's pulse, which led to the quick diagnosis of bilateral pulmonary embolisms. Given Gary had no symptoms, this was quite remarkable and potentially life-saving. And then Dr. Tamiri also really wanted to recognize what a great catch that was, and mentioned specifically that the heart rhythm was only changing slightly, so it was a very early catch and diagnosis. And had you not identified that for the patient, and knowing him so well and identifying that change, really could have been a life-threatening disease. He could have been working with therapy or something else and thrown a clot and died. So Anna, for your clinical competence and the compassion that you show to our therapy patients every day, our rehab patients every day, we just want to say thank you and recognize you with the Daisy Award.
Thank you so much.
So what do we have for you? We have obviously.
She's my sister. Yes.
So it says she gets Daisy. She gets a bouquet of daisies. There is the Daisy certificate, just recognizing you and the work that you've done.
Thank you.
We have a Daisy pin for you to wear on your badge,
Awesome.
just recognizing you as a Daisy winner.
Whole place is crying.
We have one of the things that I think is really cool is the statue that comes along with the daisy, and these are hand carved in Africa.
Oh, wow.
Each one is slightly different, and it's called the caregiver's touch.
Oh,
And so the statue actually symbolizes the nurse providing care to the patient.
oh,
So
that's awesome.
again, hand carved. There's a little signature carved on there by the carver of your statue.
Okay, thank
So you get that
you.
recognition. And then we also have the cinnamon rolls are coming
Okay.
for you to share.
They're
with
being
your
iced
friends.
right now.
Nice. That's like my favorite food too,
Yeah.
so perfect.
And finally, we will display our Daisy Award banner in your unit, and you get to sign your name on that banner. Where
Okay.
it will live for the life of the Daisy Award here at Hamilton.
Awesome. Thank you.
Anna, thank you so much. Really
Thank
appreciate it.
you.
Congratulations.
Thanks.